Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are taking our first look at the Ashitaka, the new premium tier 6 Japanese battleship. So right off the bat, we're going to go over our build real quick and get right into the battle. So our equipment, we are running Aiming Systems Mod 1, Propulsion Mod 2, and Target Acquisition System Mod 1. Alright. Now, with our commander, our survivability, we've got 59,400 hit points. But we have 10 410mm guns, which is, fantastic Japanese guns. I like them. They can fire 17.8 kilometers, and they reload every 34.2... Or no, wrong one. 30.7 seconds. Takes them 34.2 seconds to go 180 degrees. Decent secondaries, but, the Japanese battleships do have decent secondaries. But they only reach out to 5 and 5.3 kilometers. So keep that in mind. AA, we don't care about at the moment. Maximum speed was 30, but because of my dispersion build, it has dropped down to 28 knots, which is still pretty respectable for a battleship. Turning circle, 870 meters, not good. Rudder shift, 15.6, again, not good. It's battleship, what do you expect? Concealment, not good. It's a battleship, what do you expect? So, with that being said, let's jump into our commander. Now, our commander is Takeo Takagi. That is the dispersion build Japanese commander. Oops, wrong button. Try to get through this as quickly as possible. His base trait is survivability, gives you extra HP restored by the repair party of 3.25% right now, because I don't have him maxed out. You can see I've got him to level 12. I would love to get him here, but we don't quite have enough promotion orders, unfortunately. 7 short. Anyway, so we've also got the flammable cannoneer. You guys know this one. This is the one that gives me extra catching fire for the better dispersion and precision, or range and precision. Then we have gyrating drill bits. Again, battleship's main gun AP damage is increased, but the travel speed of the guns is also increased, with the maximum battleship speed decreased, unfortunately. That's where we lose our top speed. Then we have dispersion, and it's marksmanship, so it gives you extra dispersion with slower rudder speed, unfortunately. Range of the main guns increased by 2%, always a good thing. And HP recovered is the legendary trait that we've got with 3%. Now, he's only a legendary 1. I can technically get him to legendary 2 right now, but I don't want to burn one of my global things. And as always on my battleships, I've got the Andrew Cunningham, with 4.25 added to my precision of my battleship's main guns, and Charles Madden, giving me the extra fast, extra boost to my traverse of my guns, as well as the main battery reload time, giving me a little bit there as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this was quick enough, and I'll see you in the video. And on to the battle! How's it going, folks? So, yeah, this ship is pretty good. I like it a lot. It's a 16-inch guns, 410 millimeters, 10 of them, in that classic Japanese battleship layout. 3 at the rear, 3 sets of 2 at the rear, and 4 at the front. So 6 at the rear, 4 at the front. Unfortunately, if you're, stern tanking, only 4 guns at the rear can look directly at the target. You have to be angled to get that third gun involved because it's on the same level as the second gun. So it would shoot the second gun if you're shooting directly backwards. Luckily, we're not going to have to worry about any of that because this is my favorite map, and we don't have to really go anywhere. Now, I take a lot of slack sometimes for being a little too passive in a battleship, and, rightfully so sometimes. But at the same time, I have some pretty nasty results playing the way that I play. And by results, I mean, I may be back, but I'd still take, when I'm in a battleship, more than 1 million damage attracted per game. in a battleship. Even my Iowa. So, I may be towards the back, but I am still being shot by more people than anybody on the team usually. But that being said, I decided to start playing a little more aggressive in my Iowa, and I've got a nice little video for you guys at some point that I will put out of a nice result that I just had today. So look forward to that. And I've also been thinking about going ahead and starting community replays. Now, I've already got a couple guys that have sent in community replays, and they will get first dibs on it once I start doing that. So keep an eye out for community replays on World of Warships Legends. Now, I do have some rules, and those rules are as follows. It's got to be a good game. And by good game, I mean we're talking 100 to 150,000 damage minimum, guys. Okay, it's got to be a good game. I try to make sure that I post, 100,000+ damage games myself. And if I can do it, you guys can certainly do it, because you guys are better than me. I see the comments. I've seen the snapshots of literally almost all of you sending me over 200,000 damage games. It's not fair. Okay, I haven't been able to break 200,000 yet, but I know you guys can do it. So it's got to be a pretty good match to get featured, and it's got to be a full match. Okay, none of the 5-minute snippets. Okay, it's got to be a full match. So with that being said, the way you ship it or send them in, if you've got Twitter, you can message me on Twitter. Usually you'll have to tweet at me first, and then I'll add you, and then you can message me that way. Or on my Facebook page, which is the link is in the description as always, you can send me a message there, and it has to be a downloadable link, guys. So when you send me a video, it has to be through a file share like Google or OneDrive, okay? You upload the file there, and then send me the download link, and then I can check it out. YouTube links don't do me any good. I can't download a YouTube video. I mean, I could, but technically you're not supposed to, and I don't want to get, copyrighted or anything like that. So, original link, it's got to be a download link from a file share such as OneDrive or Google Drive, and that is how you will send me a full video of a World of Warships Legends replay. But that's more to come. We're talking about the Ashitaka. The Ashitaka, guys. I like this ship because of its mobility and maneuverability for a battleship. It's pretty nice. And it's got those 410mm guns that we've all come to know and love on the Japanese battleships. And just like every other Japanese battleships, these 410mm guns will troll the ever-living crap out of you. Now, I will say this. They feel a little more tame under the Ashitaka, and maybe that's due to the fact that it has less armor, so they give it a little bit better gun handling. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out of my mind, and, I say things are better than they are, even though apparently they're not. I don't know. I have a way that I feel a ship out, and these ships have been pretty good so far. I haven't had too many complaints out of most of the ships, with the exception of, the Scharnhorst and stuff like that. It just didn't fit my playstyle, and it just wasn't for me. And a lot of people love that ship. Now, we have a Tirpitz giving us the broadside of a ship, and what? How? How did we just shatter off the side of a ship? From this close? Hello? No way. Alright, well, we'll try to get some shots up into the superstructure here, and, see what we can take off of them. There, we get another 5,000 damage off of them. Now, we're at 45,000 damage done, and, hello, Akatsuki. How you doing? You've already fired multiple torpedoes in my direction. I'm going to try to end you now. Because if I can get a destroyer off the board, especially a Japanese destroyer, unfortunately, he was paying attention and managed to dodge all but one of those rounds, so he did not die. It's a shame. Really is. The team whiffs pretty hard on him. I mean, I can hit him with a battleship gun, but nobody else could seem to hit him with regular guns. Rapid fire and a lot closer than me. That's always something I've found interesting. But we have a wall of skill on the way. And luckily we have propulsion mod on, so we need to get this thing moving pronto. Because we cannot afford to take a Japanese torpedo. Get the thing moving. Go. No, okay. Okay, we're good. All good. Somebody should get me my brown pants, because that was way too close for my comfort. And luckily, the King George up there managed to take the other torpedo. So we didn't have to get hit. And that's a good thing, because we're not going to survive the entire match if we took that torpedo. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. Now, we have a Nagato over here, and he's broadside on, just giving it. Just giving it. He's like, please, citadel me to death. And I'm like, all right, you know, if you insist. Unfortunately for me, I do get a nasty hit on him. 3 penetrations, 2 shatters, unfortunately. And again, the shatters are something that I've seen on this ship more than any of the other ships that I played recently, battleships-wise. I don't remember having this many shatters. So maybe there's a penetration problem with these guns right now. Not 100% sure. But it has been shattering quite a bit. So, now we have a Gneisenau making himself available, and we get a pretty nasty hit on him there with like 11,000 damage and plus, and that takes us up to 70,000. And so, he's going to continue sailing at that angle. He's not completely broadside, but he's giving it up pretty juicily. He can be citadeled from here pretty easily. Now, he's slowing down, so I'm like, I don't know, maybe roughly there, and then I get touched. Luckily, the Colorado flubbed his shot. We get another nasty hit on that guy, on the Gneisenau, and then this Colorado looks to be slowing down to stop. And then I get tagged again from the front because I'm looking over here now. And notice, I'm not alone. There are lots of other ships out here, and it just seems like everybody wants to shoot me. Which is fine, I'm used to it. I'm in a battleship, it's okay. But I need to get rid of the guy that can citadel me from, you know, his shots. He's got 16-inch. Oh my god, speaking of which, look out! Okay, that hurt, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. We're fine. Speaking of fine, there's literally a King George right next to me. Broadside on, and this guy shoots me. Or is it a Gneisenau? I can't remember what it is. It's another broadside battleship. Given a better angle than I am. And then we get that nasty dispersion where we break 2 shells off onto the ship. We penetrate with 2 shells and then just splash everything else around it. It's not preferable. And then, what's he do? He takes another shot at me. And that time he does some significant damage. And now I'm starting to get a little salty. I'm like, guys, come on, man. Like, why am I the only one getting shot here? No matter who I turn towards, I get shot from the other direction. And we managed to angle just enough to negate most of the Nagato's damage. And we're going to keep turning just to try to get the rear guns involved after we fired the front. We get a nice penetration on the front guns, and we should be able to finish them off with the rears, because 6 more rounds on the way! Wait for it. Really? 1 penetration, 2 bounces on the side of a Nagato. What do I have to do to get some penetrations? Now, we've only got 83,000 damage so far, and there's only 2 ships left. Luckily for us, those 2 ships are actually full health, you know, for the most part. This Colorado sailed all the way back across the map to take on me. I don't know. I just tend to think that. I don't know if he's actually sailing specifically to try to shoot me, but that's what he was shooting. And we get 2 nice salvos, 1 from the front, 1 from the rear. Good salvos, taking us up to 98,000 damage, and we half-healthed him. There are several battleships here, and he's kind of dumb for sailing broadside on, and pretty lucky to survive, because we've all seen the Colorado get absolutely obliterated with citadels multiple times. Now, for a moment, the Gneisenau was spotted straight ahead behind the island. And so I'm kind of hoping, now this thing doesn't get any sort of spotting assistance, no planes or nothing. So we don't get anything there. We've got to deal with just having, you know, line of sight. And Gneisenau giving it up, just begging for it. Really? Really? 2 penetrations? Or no, 2 shatters, I'm sorry, and no damage. No damage, 2 shatters, and 1 bounce. On the broadside of a Gneisenau. There has got to be something wrong with the armor piercing. What? I know that ship, and that ship cannot take those hits. Come on now. 410mm guns should not be shattering off the side of a Gneiseno of all ships. Really? It's alright. He can't get lucky twice in a row, right? Like, he's gonna eventually get tapped. And he did get tapped that time by the other battleship. And we just tapped him pretty good for 12,000 damage. So, his luck is running out. You can only stay broadside on in front of battleships. Speaking of which, for so long, you're going to get touched. And he's got a good angle on me. I'm not quite flat broadside, but he's still able to get multiple penetrations on me, giving me a full broadside from all of his guns. Speaking of which, we go ahead and give him one in return. And I am assuming at this point he is toast. He should not live through this salvo. Really? We just picked up our high caliber at 117,000 damage. Now, the high caliber, I believe, is for doing 1/3 of the health of the enemy ships in damage. So, we've already taken 1/3 of the enemy's health pool. And that is a nasty armor-piercing salvo from our King George out of Colorado, and he wipes him from the face of the earth. And that leaves just the Gneiseno, who thinks he's safe behind the mountain, and I say otherwise. And down he goes, giving us our Dreadnought medal as well, where we have had over 120% of our health in damage to the enemy team. Well, I say 120. They have taken over 120% of our health. And we survived the match from 4 different people. So not bad. Let me know what you guys think of this ship so far, and I'll look forward to reading your comments. If you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, and if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? I will see you in the next video.